Bloody slowpokes. Think I'm calling out for nothing. Ignoring me, come on. They're also probably a little bit warm. Not that you can see it, but I guess that's a good sign. The places that I've walked and stopped, and just so happened to stop at a feather. So I'm sure that's a good sign from the universe. And that's why I'm not doing anything with her at the moment. Especially that one. Look at them, they're already like, where are you going? What are you doing? Look at Delta's worried eyes, having to go at Pen almost like, I don't know what to do with this. Let me out, let me follow. Oh, I'm so nervous. I don't want you to take my boyfriend away. So she's gonna pick on Penny as a way, as an outlet. And poor Pen's like, what the hell? What the helly? And Mon's just like, this again. He's a little bit more nervous than he was yesterday because he knows what's happening now, which is the hardest thing about having a highly anxious, highly intelligent horse. He already clued on to what's going on. Dell isn't neighing out yet, so that's a good sign. 1% improvement there. And not trotting around, we're only walking up and down, so that's good. And like I said yesterday, Pen, seasoned warrior. She knows if I just stand here and not waste my energy, they'll come back. Okay, enjoying a carrot and a little tiny bit of hay from yesterday. Got to get a bale of hay tomorrow. Equissage is on. So I'm doing this because he's a seasoned horse and he knows what the go is, and he knows I have high expectations of him and his behaviour while he's standing here. And I think, which might not work, but I'm hoping that we can get a form of relaxation from the equissage to go through his body, which will help lessen the reaction from taking the other horse away. So hopefully he will calm down a little bit because he'll be in a more relaxed state. Just like a little experiment. It's just like a little experiment for me. Oh, he swung his bum and got a bit alert. So like, he's worried. His ears are a little bit back and his eyes are a little bit pointed and worried, and he's eating quite aggressively, and the other horses stir him up. Gets him up on his high horse, it gets a bit anxious. Part and parcel of horse training, you just got to keep doing it despite their reactions to it, but we do have to take their reactions into account when adjusting the training plan for them. But yeah, my little experiment today, we'll see if he calms down a little bit better because of an equissage. If not, then he just got an equissage and no harm done, really. One of the most important things with this sort of stuff is not to get dragged into their dysregulation and their nervousness and anxiousness. I feel myself feel a little bit anxious because I don't want things to go wrong, and I have high standards and high expectations, so I just need to let that go and it'll be whatever it will be. But yeah, the most important thing is just to remain calm and take your deep breaths to keep yourself regulated and calm, and then that will lead the way for better horses because they'll be a little bit calmer because you're a calm leader. Another thing that I'm thinking I might try as well is electrolyte paste and stress paste, and see if that will help. I'm happy now. I'm happy now that I got treats. How much longer? Like 15 minutes or something? Like 15 minutes or something? Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing, Monty? I also did his what do you call it? Mud fever, because it gets bad every year, so I'd rather get on top of it now before it gets like bad. It's only like just sort of now presenting as little tiny scabs, so get on top of that. Every year we have this problem, don't we? Tried with diet to fix the mud fever and with creams. So far the creams and diet in conjunction with each other work best, rather than one or the other. And horses are the same as machinery and cars. They require maintenance. You can't just, I mean, you can leave a car in a shed and not do anything with it, but it will eventually deteriorate over time, especially if you don't check up on it at all. Same with horses. If you leave them in the paddock, they're gonna go wild again. But if you have daily maintenance, even 5 minutes to 10 minutes a day will help them get over their issues and help keep on top of everything. So I'm a big believer in prevention rather than cure. Better safe than sorry, as I walk behind the horse's bum. My turn. Stay there. Stay. Stand. What are you doing? What are you doing? Dude, you don't have anything. Stay. Stand. Stand. Let me have a go. Huh? Stand. Obviously this worries him, so I need to do it more often. Oh, also because I treat him. I usually put treats at his shoulder. Stand. Stand. Look at him, he's a bit worried. Blah, 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 blah. I actually have a back pad inside I could use, so that's good exposure. The fat cuddle bug. You cuddle bug. You just want to be a lap dog, don't you? But you're too big and fat. Wow! Now I got hay all over me. Monty's calmed down. You can see his head's below the withers. Taking a breath, not holding his breath anymore. His eyes a bit softer. Not saying he's not worried at all, but he's a lot calmer than he was before. Got issues with your horse's feet being seedy toe or bacterial infection or just yuckies, stinkies? Get your cheap $2 bottle of this. I don't think it was that much. I think there's actually a cheaper brand. I usually put it in a squirty bottle with some water, but I don't have that right now. I'm not very organized, so I'm just going to pour it on their feet. And they've also calmed down and not running around, which is really excellent. Massage done, time to put him away. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that my plan will work and he will just run up and down for a little bit and then just chill. More treaty time and hanging out. Also makes them think that we're not coming back, which I don't want them to think every time we head in this direction we're coming back, even though that's what we're doing right now. He's already wanting to run off. And bully Panda as well. Okay. Good job. Good Delta. Let's go do your legs. Maybe some stretches. We're not even that far away, he's already starting. Which is okay, I mean, the more we do it, the better he'll get at it. He's already better than yesterday, he would have already started to neigh. Pen's quite relaxed actually, she's like, yeah, whatever. Can be a little bit stressy, but that looks a little bit more relaxed, that one. She's like, calm vibe. And Monty's already uppity. Uppity and missing tiny. Delta's a little bit like, whatever, now I'm here, I don't care. Monty's a little bit like, I just want to be close, I don't want anyone to leave me. Which is okay. And if he goes over there, that's nice as well. Go and do your thing, huh? Go have a roll or an eat. Good job. Good job, Monty. You can see probably in his body he's not as tense as yesterday. Penny's getting ready to run maybe. Just chilling, getting ready to run this one because he's already feeling anxious, so he's letting his guts empty so that he's lighter so he can get away quicker. That's a survival mechanism. I'm going to feel like he's calmed down a little bit more, so I also don't really want to stress Monty out too much because he does suffer some form of head shakers or something. The idea of letting them eat is not only for regulation and to associate this time with relaxation and sweet treats and love and care, is also because we're creeping away slowly. Instead of just instantly walking away and triggering like the abandonment, which all horses have in their bodies, because it's a survival mechanism again, you know, in their mind, to keep them safe, to keep them together in a herd, because when they separate, that means death in their primal brain. And I don't want to walk off and trigger them into galloping around again like I did yesterday. But I also needed to just see what they were going to do. Pen's not wind sucking, by the way. She's bloody eating the post. Form of stress relief as well is being mouthy. Oh, you're so fucking mean. That was a pinch. And so hopefully they just stand there and chill out. And I didn't grab Penny this time, and I grabbed Delta this time because Pen's already in a quiet state and calm until fucking Monty stirs her up. But she is going to be the leader in this situation by remaining steady and holding space for him. And also because she already knows what's going on and she's a little bit more seasoned than the other two, Delta and Monty, because she is used to just having Monty and her in the paddock and me taking Monty all the time. So she's used to that. And like sometimes for 2-day clinics as well, so she'd be here by herself for 2 or 3 days. So she's used to it, so she can help him work through it, which I think was going to be a better option than having these Delta and Monty, these two running around stirring each other up. So hopefully by the time I get to Penny, Delta and Monty will be calm and relaxed, and there won't be like zoomies around the paddock like yesterday. They were doing laps. One thing I noticed is if I talk to him, I'm leaving that connection open, and that makes him a little bit more stressed out because he can't get to me. So I'm going to try just to disconnect and almost ignore him and see if that helps. Biggest thing with separation anxiety is that you just have to be that calm leader and carry on doing things as you normally would without getting sucked into their reaction. Del's being really good today. She's already giving me such a good feeling that she knows what's going on and she's enjoying it so far. She's pretty happy to have that one-on-one time. And Monty's still a bit stressy and he is neighing out now that we're further away, but he's only walking the fence line, which is good. He's not trotting or cantering it and getting stressed out. So again, 1% better. Also, just on that being a calm leader, if you're anxious or you're trying to control their reaction to things, that will send a signal to the horse that you're not a safe place, and they're gonna think, I need to get out of here because I'm not safe away from the herd and I'm not safe with this person. So the biggest and bestest thing you can do for your horses is to be the safe space for them to express themselves, go through the motions, and just be that rock for them, that solid, calm effect for them. And when you are, they will listen a lot better and they will give you control because you've shown to them that they are in control, that you're listening and constantly adapting and being flexible to what they're saying and doing, and not getting sucked into their emotional stuff and becoming knocked off balance or dysregulated. I said yesterday I wasn't going to tie her, so I'm not tying her, I've just got it looped. Not that it looks looped, but if she pulled back she could get away and I could grab it without her worrying. But she can still do everything she needs to do. I do need to fill that back up. And then again, like yesterday I said, or in that video from the first, so yesterday I said I wasn't going to tie her because I didn't want that expectation on her. But she's giving me a good feeling that she understands what the go is and she is ready for the next step already. And that's just what happens when you're able to be that calm leader for them and just go about your business doing the things, you know. So she's able to hang out and relax because it's such a chill spot from yesterday that today's the same. So when it's predictable or when you're predictable, that's what becomes safe for the horses because you're predictable and you are responding to their points of connection. But yeah, so she's technically tied up and I can walk around and have her just hang out, which is good. And now I will do her wound and then maybe even pick her feet out. We'll see how she goes. I ran out of hay and she was getting into all my stuff here and I had to move it down. So I've given her a bucket with one scoop in it. And you know why I would do that? because it almost makes them think, pick me, pick me, pick me, I want to come up, I want to do it, I want to come up. So when you can keep it enjoyable and like lots of food and treats and love and care and doing things at their pace, they start to really enjoy the journey and the process of doing things with you, just like you would enjoy the journey from developing a horse. He didn't really stop pacing, but that's okay. He wasn't as fast as yesterday. Hello! Elle couldn't give two flying fucks because she's happy that she got some food and some love and attention and one-on-one time. And some beautiful green grass. Yummy! We've sprayed it and put some cream on it, so hopefully we can keep it moist and I hate that word. But hopefully we can keep the skin from drying out, which will help heal it a little bit better and hopefully won't keep cracking open. Chilling out a little bit more. Slowly. It'll take time and experience and exposure, but we'll get there. Hey. Thankfully, today we have no sweat yet. I'm about to take Penny out, which is what caused these two to sweat up the most yesterday. But they definitely sweated up after the first couple of horses that I took out. Well, like Moni I took out, Delta sweated up. When I took Delta out, Moni sweated up. Whereas they've pretty much got no sweat on them now. Well, they've got no sweat on them right now. So when I take Penny out, they might just sweat up because she's the rock, the safe horse. So we'll see how we go. Already stressing out. Delta's stressing out too. Pen couldn't care. She's a lot softer than she was yesterday. Huh? Time to go. We'll be back in 10. You'll see where we're going. And you'll still see us, don't worry. And Pen's just like, where's the food? Where is the food? He stresses out more when Pen leaves because Pen not only has been with her longer, but he also bonded with her over the death of my other horse. Hey! So he's very protective over Penny because he doesn't want her to leave him like Mars did. And because Mars passed and then Pen was the first horse to come into the paddock after that, he's bonded with her more so than Delta because of that like deep survival mechanism and the trauma that he went through. It's kind of like a special friend that you've shared everything with and you do everything with, compared to the friend that you just call when you want to go out and do something. Delta's a lot better already from yesterday. She's happy just hanging out for a little bit. Moni's pacing less than he was yesterday, but still more than he was with Delta. He was starting to trot up and down because we are moving a bit further away. Put some fly spray on Penny because she friggin' hates the flies. Hates it, hates it, hates it. As you can tell, she gets super pissed off with the flies. I hear you, sister. That's usually me. Oh my gosh, she's being so naughty. Wait until she kicks her back legs. She was not happy with the flies. And this is why fly spray was invented. Poor old Moni. Woo. Penny's such a chill little 4-year-old. Moni is such an unchill 17, nearly 18-year-old. You know, I find it's often the older horses that have the bigger issues than the babies. The babies obviously still have issues sometimes, like bucking and kicking and rearing and pawing and stuff, which is usually due to not having ever had an experience like that or sensation like that, and that's their survival instincts. Whereas these guys usually have had bad experiences in their life when being an older horse, and that causes them anxiety and like humans don't listen and creates beliefs around what humans are like and stuff like that, which obviously then presents as behaviours. I don't know why, but this is probably one of the main reasons I like mares better. They're just a little bit more cluey. They just know what's going on. Not to say they don't have the same reactions as the gelding, but look, Delta's not doing it after yesterday bolting around the paddock with Monster, being sucked into his anxieties. They were cutting laps yesterday, galloping and sweating out. Now it'll only be Moni that sweats out and is sweaty and yucky. But, you know, again, it's all coming down to experience, exposure, and yeah, that's it. Penny shined through and was the great performer yesterday. She was really good. So, same as Delta. I know I said a week. Sometimes it does take a week with some horses, sometimes it doesn't. I've just looped it through again. I haven't actually tied it, so if she had to pull back, she could. I know that's a bad habit and no one wants to teach that, but sometimes you just got to let them pull back so that they know that they're still in control and can still escape if they had to, which then lessens the behavior. It's kind of like counterintuitive. So let's do some fly spray. I've even been sweeping as well with Pen, because she knows that I'm listening and she knows that I know that she's trying. So she's also happy with food. Horses are very simple creatures. If you give them food, they'll be your friend. So thankfully, she might be a little bit weary, like she's looking at me with her side eye there. But ultimately, she's pretty chill. Give her a nice little pat pat. Good job. Just to disperse that energy and tension that she might have built up just then. And like, the idea is obviously not to scare her with it. Good job. Just gonna get you to lift this leg up. Just because trying to clean your feet is rather difficult. What about if we did this, huh? Good job. You're so funny. Oh, funny babies. Are you funny baby, Penny? You funny little baby. Pretty little baby. As if for hours, telling all the bluebirds, the pretty bluebirds. And like, Moni's still pacing the fence, but at least he's not galloping around and trotting up and down. He's actually just pacing it at a walk. So yeah, not ideal, but better than yesterday. Delta's not running around and she's chill, so that's a really good sign as well, that she's understanding what's going on. Oh my god, you shouldn't brush a horse's tail or mane daily. You will end up making them bald. Hey, we brush our hair daily. We just have to put conditioner in it to make sure it's detangled. And we're not bald. I believe that daily grooming equals easy to maintain and also less loss because you're keeping it tangle free. God, look at my lips. I need to drink some fucking water and put some bloody Vaseline or purple ointment on it. Ugh. Anyways, I just wanted to add that. Pen is obviously being amazing. She's doesn't like sprays, so we've been working really hard on sprays. So I've put fly spray on her today, and I've sprayed some detangler on her today and given her some treats for a good reaction. We're slowly getting over it. I was gonna say, oh, would you look at that? They're standing still because I hadn't heard any neighing or problems. But they're not. Well, Delta is, which is a really good thing. And well, I actually kind of get that Delta's almost recognized the routine from her racing days, and it's a lot easier for her because she used to get taken out to have a graze on the grass, which is, I don't know this for certain. I don't know for certain what her past is. I just know that the people that she came from, which were my friends and trainers, didn't do anything with her other than broodmare embryo transfer type style. And then after that she got sold to someone that was going to do the same thing, broodmare stuff, but obviously couldn't get her in foal and whatever, that personal problems that she had or whatever the case might be, circumstances, whatever, I don't know, not my problem, not my business. And I ended up getting her for free. So I don't know her past, But I do know that she used to be a racehorse once upon a time, and I do know that 90% of racehorses are treated very much the same routine, like probably sitting on a paddock of dirt and then gets taken out for grass pick occasionally. This is also coming from my own experience with racehorses, specifically standardbreds, not thoroughbreds, in the racing industry. But I can't imagine they're any different. So we used to take them out for a grass pick, a daily groom, do their feet, maintain them, and then put them back. And that was after work or before working them, whatever the case might be. So keeping that sort of similar, the same, pulling her out of the paddock to have a pick of green grass, and then doing a daily grooming ritual with her, keeping that almost the same routine, has almost triggered that memory from muscle memory that is already like a switch went off, and she's calmer now because she gets it now, because it's giving her the memories from back then, perhaps. Oops. And like, it could be wrong, I could be wrong, but that's my thinking on it, just based on the behaviours and reactions so far. Same with Penny, she's a lot calmer today, but she was good yesterday anyway. She was just a little bit nervous because she hasn't really been taken out of the paddock for the 8 months that I've owned her. I've only done like little tiny bits of stuff with her, just because I'm letting her grow and be a horse. And like, I had Monty in work doing clinics, and that was full time all the time, so that was a bit hard too, but I needed a companion, so that's all I got her for. So low expectations, and wasn't really going to do too much with her, but now I'm doing stuff with her because I had the acupuncturist vet out, and he treated her, and he said that we could potentially fix her and make her a riding horse down the track. So he's going to come out in the next hopefully month or so, and treat all 3 of them this time, because we didn't treat Delta last time because I only had her for a week and I didn't know her, and I just didn't want to put her in that situation, so she just stressed out in the paddock instead. And also before I had him out, I had the dentist out to do Delta's teeth, and we had to do it right next to the paddock because she was flipping mad and rearing up and carrying on, because she was just, I had her for not even a week and she was just very panicked. So that was that, dealt with that. You just got to learn to adjust. Horses will tell you what you need to adjust and when and why, and then just follow their lead, and then they'll give you everything in return. Okay, he did 1 lap. And Delta ran to the hill, stopped, and waited for him to come back, because she was like, I just don't see the point of this, but I also am a herd animal, I need to go with you. And Pen Pen is looking pretty. Very pretty. Such a pretty pony. Huh? Nice little eat. And then he's just chilling out a little bit more. That's what I want, is them just hanging out there like that. That's ideal. He doesn't hold it for long, but this is another thing with horses, is we've got to build, what do you call it? Like, build the window up. Like a window of tolerance. So when we try and do things, yes, I put purple ointment on my fucking lips now. Thank goodness. Because they were feeling rather chapped. But the window of tolerance. So we're building this with the horses and their tolerance with being in the paddock by themselves, aka taking one out at a time. So as you can probably tell before, he's happy standing there now, and he might only hold it for a couple minutes or seconds, like he's walking off again now. And that's just because he gets a bit uncomfortable and he has to move because the energy is uncomfortable, and movement disperses the energy, releases it for horses. That's why, yeah, anyways. So he might only hold it for a few moments, and that means that his window might be this big instead of this big. And then over time, with more exposure and experience, the window will go from being this big or this big to being bigger, and eventually will be the only behavior you'll see, because he won't need to go into that. I know I've got treats in my pocket. He won't need to go into that reaction after a while, because he'll have a bigger window of tolerance, and then eventually there will be no need for the other behavior, and then you'll get this as the main behavior, which is regulation. Ben! Ben. And we're getting there. I mean, this is only day 2 and we're already seeing such a good response from the horses. So that's what I mean by you just got to get on with it and you just got to do it. The more you do it, the better everyone will become, including yourself. I am starving hungry for some lunch. So I'm gonna go inside and have something to eat before I start getting into the training side of things. I mean, this is training, but I mean, like competition prep training, you know, that sort of thing. A little bit more high pressure, a little bit more focused training. Whereas this is a little bit more focused on relaxation and exposure and experience. Whereas the other stuff will be more about building a routine and breaking things down into bite-sized pieces for them to start to bring them all into work, or except Delta for now. So Pen is going to get a lunge and Moni is going to get some in-hand work, hopefully with the saddle on, depending on how he feels and how he presents. It'll be after lunch. Look at that. He's smart enough to know not to get himself sweaty. So he really is dry to touch, which is a really good sign, because yesterday he was very sweaty. Oh my goodness. This is, I'm happy now, but I'm also pissed off. Don't. We're all happy again. We're all happy again. Ben and Delta. I don't have any more food, sorry guys. But she's not sweaty either, so that's a really good improvement from yesterday. And Pen, of course, we already know is not going to get sweaty because she's a pretty chill horse. I also don't just let them go and then leave. I let them go and I just hang about for a couple of minutes. Don't. Moni's been a pest to Penny. Usually it's Penny pest, like this. I'm watching you. You bite her, you know I'm going to smack you for it. We do need to correct bad behaviours because it becomes unsafe. And if we don't correct them, he might bite Penny on the bum. Penny might launch forward into Delta. Delta might launch forward into me. And then I could get trampled. That's just how quick things can go south. Very quickly, very bad. You're being naughty. You're being naughty. Naughty. Let's give him a pat. Nice little pat. Tension release spot right there. Don't. The thing about correction, and the reason why it's different to correction is protection. That's what I hear when I think about that. Is that we've got no follow-up. We just hold a boundary firm. We say that behaviour is not acceptable. That's a boundary. We've got no follow-up though. So it's just a quick correction. And once we quickly correct it, and there's no follow-up. The only time, there is no time that you should ever follow up after you've corrected something. Oh, even in like super emergency situations, I wouldn't follow up with it because it just creates more dysregulation in a fight. Whereas a quick correction, when that behavior or whatever it is that we're correcting happens to come up and we correct it without any follow-up, then the horse associates that with what they've just done, rather than if there is a follow-up, then it's, oh, I'm a bad horse and I don't know what I've done wrong to get this kind of treatment, you know? So that's the difference between correction for safety and abuse, is because abuse has follow-up. It has anger, it has emotional charge, whereas a correction, yes, it may have an emotion like anger to back it up and fuel that energy to correct it quickly and sharply and get on top of things. but it's not emotionally charged by dysregulation and a belief in our head that says I'm not good enough, and then that fuels the rage, and then that ends up creating those undesirable behaviors from us as horse people to then follow up on corrections and then take it out on the horse almost. So obviously, hey, obviously I've also got to, you know, they can correct him themselves. They've also got to learn how to do that, because I'm not going to be around forever. And he is just a nasty horse sometimes that just needs to be pulled into line sometimes. And again, not in a nasty way, but in a way of like, that's not safe, dude, cut it out. So yeah, that's my little take on it. Now we'll go upstairs, have some lunch. It's also attention seeking stuff too. He just wants treats and all the attention. What are you doing? Are you being a pest? Being a pest. Don't. They're so friendly to each other. There's like a mutual understanding that he is the problem, which is what most females' problems are in life, is the man. No, that's pretty generalized and it gives off I hate all men, which is not true. I spend some time with them as well to bring the whole overall herd vibe down and into the calm, relaxed state, so that when I do walk away, we're all nice and relaxed. Moni's not agitated taking it out on the girls, and then Delta ends up taking it out on Penny a little bit because he takes it out on her, and you know, all that sort of stuff. So I don't just throw them in the paddock again. I spend some time with them before I make sure they're nice and calm and they're all happy, and then I leave. So like I might head off now because they're all nice and calm and hanging out. One is chilled out. I'm not sweating today, so that's a good thing. Yay, progress! Even if it's just little and small. Progress is, even if it's small, is worth celebrating. Even if it's small, it's worth celebrating. Because it's the small wins that make up the path to the big wins. This is usually what Pan-Pan's eyes look like. Not so pointed, you see that? Hopefully that shows the soft eye. Same with Delta. Nice and soft. Soft eye. What's the eyelid though? That's a bit weird. Bonnie coming over here. Hey. Don't. Been frisked. Don't. Hey. Stop. Oh goodness. Mon go. What are you doing, Pep? Don't, Papa. What on, Bean? Delta, Bean. A bean. But like a big bean. A big bean. The halter up and they're still like, where's the treats? Take me with you. And take me with you. Unlock this damn gate and take me with you. I want all the treats in the bucket. I want all the hay in the hay net. Or hay bag. I want. Oh, don't. Be nice. Hey, come on, eh? You rat bag. Gets attention. Any attention's good attention for him. Now, because I left. Oops. Now they're leaving. It's hello to Wusty. Hello, Wusty. Hello, Wusty. It's a Wusty. It's a Wusty. It's a Wusty. I've also already organised some food and the other two don't get soaked, so